Right, 2015, day 6, part 2. So you just finished implementing your winning light pattern when you realised you mistranslated Santa's message from ancient Nordic Elvish. The light grid you bought actually has individual brightness controls. Each light can have a brightness of 0 or more. The lights all start at 0. The phrase turn on actually means that you should increase the brightness of those lights by 1. The phrase turn off actually means that you should decrease the brightness of those lights by 1 to a minimum of 0. The phrase toggle actually means that you should increase the brightness of those lights by 2. What is the total brightness of all the lights combined are following Santa's instructions. Okay, so for example, turn 0, 0 through to 0, 0 would increase the brightness by 1 because you're only just doing that first one. And through 002 through 9999 would give you a toggle of that, will give you a brightness of 2 million. Right, so let's put those tests into our puzzle. So I'm going to use, the previous parts puzzle. We're going to build on that. So this would be 1, and if we toggle across all of the array, then we should get 2 million. Right, so that's going to be our 2 tests for this next part. So what we'd like to do is probably just, like say we just got to edit some of the details rather than having true and falses here. We're going to have a value. Whilst I was building out and practicing before doing the video, I noticed that yes, for the array, doing our array method, we hit stack limits if I did that with a U32 rather than the ball. So this time we're going to have a vector of arrays that have our values in them. So to do that, to create our light array, we'll just comment this out for a minute and I'll show you how we can do that with just vectors. So let's say that the rows will be a vec of U32, and they are all going to be again 1000 in length. We're going to map to that length. We're going to return we're not going to use the original value, we're just going to return 0, and we're going to collect those values. So basically we're going to make 1000 array of zeros. That's it. So and then the lights array, which will be mutable again, is going to be a vec of vec U32, and in this one we're going to also do this map. So I'll copy and paste that across, but instead of just mapping to 0, we shall create a clone of the road. So we're just going to populate it with row. So we just put in here in our closure row.clone. So we're going to clone that 1000 times across, and that makes our 1000 by 1000 grid of zeros. So that's our light sorted. Now we need to update our logics. So all of this stays the same. We're looking at the actions from and tos to create our rectangles. Now we're looking at our actions. They've already highlighted as errors because now we're trying to edit them and make them true or false, when actually we want to just check whether they are the actual values incrementing them by 1 or decrementing them by 1 or incrementing them by 2. So the first one is turn on, so that just increases by 1. The second one will need a check, so let's do if lights xi equals 0 does not equal 0, so we can then decrement it by 1. And for toggling, we will want to just increment by 2. So we'll just copy this one across, remove this match statement, and toggle actually increments by 2. And then rather than our answer checking for the lights match false, this actually becomes a bit more simpler of just saying answer is plus equals the light value, and that should give us our brightness. Okay, so of our function. So let's just do cargo test against our test functions, and we've passed both. So we've resolved, it's 1 for the first one and 2 million for the second one. And I believe, let's just uncomment, remove this comment now. So yep, I say all is the same. We just updated the turn on off. We had to create these vector of thousands with the U32 for stack limit reasons. We could increase the limit of the size of the stack memory if you wanted to keep using the array format. So that's that all sorted. Let's go and run it against our puzzle input. Cargo run. I was building, so now it's going to iterate through all of the yep, there you go, iterate for all the puzzle inputs, and we've got our brightness value. So if we copy that across, paste that into here and submit, see if we got it right. Yes, great, that's the right answer. We've got one more gold star. So that is day 6 done of 2015. I'll see you in day 7.